You're watching Adorama TV.
Hi everybody, welcome to Adorama TV product reviews. I'm Mark Wallace. Well, this week we're going to be talking about this guy. This is the Tascam HD-P2 portable compact flash stereo audio recorder. Now this thing is pretty awesome. We used this in episode 49 of Digital Photography 1-on-1, where we were talking about shooting video and doing audio for video. And this allowed us to do some external audio and then sync this to our videos. And the cool thing is this has a strap on here, and so it's made to be put over your shoulder, and then you plug in microphones to the side, and then you can actually, you're very, very portable, so it's allowed you to put a microphone on a boom and follow actors and action all over the place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this strap off really fast. It just clips right off and on, so that's really, really nice. And then I'll walk you through some of the features of the Tascam HD-P2. Now this is a higher end recording device meant for shooting or recording audio specifically for film or video on location and when you're out and about. This guy goes for about $750, so it's definitely a professional level tool, but for professionals you will love the simplicity of use and all of the different things that this will do for you. So let me just walk you through some of the ports. The first thing that you'll see right on the very front here is there's a nice big screen, and so I can go in and use this for setting up all of the audio functions of my device. Now this records, by the way, to a CF card. So right on this side over here we have a compact flash card that I can insert and remove, and so my recording time really is based on the storage size of the card that I put in there. So I can put a pretty beefy card in there and get quite a bit of time, so I'm not going to be limited by really costly storage devices. I can just throw those in there. When I'm out of space I can throw in another one. We actually never went beyond one card, and so we didn't have any issues with space. But that's what that records to. And what this is really set up to do is to make sure that it mimics a workflow of a video shooter or a film shooter. And so what you can do is, on that card, you can divide up your projects by projects. And so a project, you can name that. You can actually type in some different names and some metadata so you know exactly what you're shooting, what location, dates, things like that. And then those are divided up into takes. And so once you start recording, if you have a bad take, you can hit this little button here that says retake. It's right up here on the very top, and then it automatically increments and goes to take 2, take 3, take 4. And so you can match the takes that you have on your camera or your slate. It's really nice. And then once you get a good take and you say, okay, that's the audio we want and it matches the video, there's actually a marker right here. You hit that, and then later on in your post-production, when you're going through all of your audio, you can actually see the takes that are good and match those to the video takes that you've also marked as good. And so it really will speed up your workflow and make sure it's easy to match audio to video. It's really, really nice. Now this has a lot of controls that are right on the top of the unit to make sure that things really zip along quickly. So before I show you these, let me show you the ports on the side so you understand how they correspond. So this has 2 balanced inputs, and that's really all you get. So you don't have room for 4 microphones or 6 channels. This is 2 channels, left and right. You can center those, you can pan those to center, so you can have 2 mono channels, but this is not something that you would want to use if you're trying to mix down, 4, 6, or 8 tracks of audio. This is really specific to 2 tracks of audio. And so those are your balanced inputs. Now you can also have line inputs that are just your normal RCA inputs if you don't have a balanced input, which is nice. And then you have line outs if you want to hook up some external monitors or something to listen to what's going on. So you have that there. And then this DC in is really nice. So the way this handles power is it looks for the best power possible. So this runs on a bunch of AA batteries that are stored right here. And so on location, you can run on those AA batteries. But if you take this guy and you plug it into the DC power, which is actually an adapter that you can plug right into the wall in your house or on location, this is smart enough to know that's where it should pull power, and so it'll stop using the batteries. The other cool thing on the other side, this actually has a FireWire input right here, and if you're using a nice FireWire computer, that will actually power the device as well. So when you plug it into your computer, it will say, hey, we don't need to be pulling battery power from those batteries. We can pull it straight from a computer, and that way you're saving the battery life, which is really nice. Now, this has a couple other things. It has an external keyboard port. That's right, you can actually plug a full-size computer keyboard in here for inputting all that data that you're going to be adding to your projects, things like takes and shot lists and things like that. So you can actually type those on a full-size keyboard and plug that in right there. And then for those people that really are picky about their audio, they want to sync it to the time code of their camera. Well, there are a bunch of different options for syncing time code. And so you can actually get time code in through an XLR cable. You can use an SDI input. You can use SPDIF input, so you have digital inputs there. So you have 3 different ways to get time code into this device. And the way that it handles time code is really cool, because what you can do is you can set this to a freewheeling mode, and what that does is as soon as the time code comes in, it'll pick up and it'll maintain that time code even when you unplug that cable. And so you can make sure that the person running around who is not connected to a camera by a cable has the same time code as your camera. So if you set those things up correctly, sync them in the morning or maybe sync them twice a day, they're going to stay pretty well synced. Or if you really want to, you can leave a cable connected and your time code is going to be perfect. All right, so let's talk then about, since you know about the different ports, let's talk about some of these analog controls that are on the top of the device. They really work well. So you have just some very obvious controls here. So the left input and the right input. Is it line or mic? So you can choose the impedance right there. You can choose to use an internal microphone, because this actually has an internal microphone built right in. Or you can use your external microphone, which is really what it's designed to do. You have phantom power that you can turn on or off, which is really nice. So if you're using a shotgun mic or something that needs phantom power, you can send that out. And then you have a pad of 20 dB that you can pad either the left or right or both of your inputs. And then you have a low-cut filter. And then you also have stereo link and some limiters. And so you've got some ways to make sure that you're not blowing out your audio with the limiters here. And then these other buttons right here and this shuttle data wheel right here. What those are for is really navigating all of the menus that you have in the Tascam. And those menus are going to allow you to do things like set up shot lists, make sure that your time code is synced, make sure that you have the right compression, the right sampling rates, and those types of things. And this has a lot of flexibility to make sure you're recording the audio in the way that you want to record the audio. So there you have it. It's the Tascam HD-P2 Portable Compact Flash Stereo Audio Recorder. Again, it goes for about $750. If you'd like to see more of this and actually see us using it on location and hear what it sounds like, take a look at Digital Photography 101, episode 49. We actually take this out on location and use a boom mic and film a fake testimonial where we put this on a person and actually dial it in, and you can hear exactly how it sounds and hear how clean the audio is. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, if you have questions for me about photography or photography-related gear, you can send those to me at AskMark@Adorama.com. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again next week.
This episode is brought to you by AdoramaTV. Visit the Adorama Learning Center, where you'll find photography tips and techniques, links to the gear used in this episode, and related videos. For all the latest photography, video, and computer gear, visit Adorama.com. And the next time you're in New York City, visit our store, located on 18th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue.